Hey everybody, Space Marine here, back again with a matter of fact. This time, Space Marines. Excuse me. So we'll be going over a Codex Space Marines, and this is version 1.1. So again, this is the second iteration of this, following after 1.0. So I'll go through here. There are a lot. Yeah, this is quite a bit here. So there are a decent amount of erratas. A decent amount of those are in magenta, so meaning they're new additions since 1.0. And then there's a few FAQs. There's only 4 FAQs, and they're all in magenta, so they're all new to this iteration. So we definitely need to jump into this one. This one is a long one. So page 131 just says add combi graph to sergeant equipment. So I'm not even going to bother getting to that one because that's what it is. Alright, so page 137, change chaplain Grimadals. Somebody help me in the comments. Yeah, I'm assuming he's the Ultramarine guy. Alright, page 137. Let's get to the page here first before I continue to butcher the name. Alright, here we go. They want to unmatched zeal. Change the first sentence of this ability to read. So unmatched zeal. What does it say now? If you roll a hit roll of a 6+ in the fight phase for friendly Black Templar unit within 6 inches of chaplain, you can immediately make 1 additional attack with that model. So, all that being said, it says the exact same thing, but it says the model can immediately make another close combat attack using the same weapon. So if he has multiple, he's got... Yeah, okay, so any unit, so if you have different, obviously, combat melee weapons, so you gotta definitely roll them separate, and then any 6s, within 6 inches, any hit rolls of a 6, you get to make an additional attack with that same weapon, with any additional 6s not generating more. It stops after the one time. So, interesting. Well, clarification more than anything. Alright, so page 139 and 190, wrist-mounted grenade launcher. Change the AP value to read -1. What does that say? Page 139. Boom. Yep, right there. So it said AP 1 instead of the minus. So they just forgot a minus in there. Easy enough. It's kind of funny. I bet that confused a lot of people. Like, how? Well, AP 1? Like, so you get to add 1, or like what? Oh, I'm sure. I would hope people weren't that confused by that. But all right. So page 141. Primaris Captain War Gear options. This is a magenta change, so new to this iteration here. Change the second bullet point to read: this model may take a power sword or replace its mastercrafted auto bolt rifle and bolt pistol with a power fist and plasma pistol. So, what were we at? Change the second bullet. So we were at, this model may take a power sword. Well, now they can take a power sword or replace the mastercrafted bolt pistol mastercrafted auto bolt rifle and bolt pistol with a power fist and a plasma pistol. So that's more in line with the birthday captain that the story anniversaries do. So I'm sure that's why that was added in there. Page 148, Tactical Squad War Gear options. Add a new bullet point as follows. The Space Marine Sergeant may take melta-bombs. So I guess they had lost melta-bombs. Yeah, I must have Must have lost melta bombs in this one, and then they brought them back. It's just an oversight. All right, page 148, Intercessor Squad War Gear Options. This is a familiar one right here. Change the third bullet point to read. The Intercessor Sergeant may either replace their bolt rifle with a power sword or take a power sword in addition to their other weapons. And that is a change. Again, the 30th anniversary model came out, modeled with a power sword, and therefore they've changed that so they can now take power swords. So the model was modeled more correctly, I guess. All right, page 149. Scout Squad, concealed positions, changes the ability to read. When you set up this unit during deployment, it can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches from the enemy deployment zone and any enemy models. Okay. So what did it say now? When you set up this unit during the battlefield, during deployment, it can be set up anywhere in the battlefield that is more than 9 inches from the enemy deployment zone. Oh, so they didn't have in there and enemy models. So that's pretty much been the general rule of thumb in this edition, but it was just missed on that ability. Alright, let's see. Page 154, Company Champion. Change the unit description. So, this is the same as we saw in the Dark Angels. Where is it? 154, okay. Yep, so the main change here under the description, you're adding in a combat shield. Right now, it does not. It says single model armed with bolt pistol, mastercrafted power sword, frag grenades, and crack grenades, and combat shield. Because they do have the abilities of combat shield, this model is a 5+ invul. Just another kind of oversight thing. Listed in one place, not listed in the other, gives room for people to be like, So, page 154. Company Veterans, War Gear Options, change the second bullet point. We're under where? War Gear Options, okay. So currently, the second bullet point, any Space Marine veteran may replace their bolt pistol with a storm shield or an item from the melee weapons or pistol list. It is to be changed. Any model may replace their bolt pistol with a storm shield or an item from the melee pistol list. Okay, so not really sure why they felt the need to change that. Any model may replace their bolt pistol with a storm shield. So here, any Space Marine veteran may replace their bolt pistol with a storm shield or an item from the melee weapons or pistol list. So the only difference here is they took out any Space Marine veteran and said any model. But to me that doesn't really matter or seem to make sense why they would need to make that differentiate that, because I mean up here in the name it says Space Marine veteran and veteran sergeants. They all have veteran in their name. So I guess people are saying, well, it says any Space Marine veteran, so the veteran sergeant cannot take those items. Okay. I get it. That's just more clarification. Alright, cool. Alright, 156. Reaver squads. Alright, what are we doing to Reavers? Replace the first bullet point with the following. All Reavers in the unit may replace their bolt carbine with a combat knife. So, what does it say now? All models in the unit may replace their bolt carbine with a combat knife. All models in the unit may replace. All Reavers in the unit may replace their bolt carbine with a combat knife. Again, I'm not sure. Now they're going the opposite way and putting in Reaver. Oh, okay. The Reaver Sergeant may replace either his bolt carbine or heavy bolt pistol with a combat knife. So that's why they split those up. So the difference being, one I'm not really following. So each model is armed with a bolt carbine, a heavy bolt pistol, frag grenades, crack grenades, and shot grenades. But if you want them to take a combat knife, then they lose their bolt carbine. But the Reaver Sergeant can replace either or. So he can keep the carbine and gain a knife, or keep the pistol and gain a knife. So, okay. Alright. Makes sense now. So that's interesting. That's actually something I didn't really pay attention to. I thought you either had to take the carbine and thinking, oh, they're two-handed, so can't take any more, or you take the bolt pistol and knife. But you can actually take carbines and knives. So I mean, I guess there's that, to get you that extra attack in combat. So interesting. All right. So then we have page 160, 161, and 188. It says to change the AP value for this is for grenade harness, change AP to read -1. So it looks like we have another just missing the negative value. Yep. All right. Pages 162, 169, and 189. Melt-a-bomb. Change the ability to read. You can reroll failed wound rolls for this weapon if the target is a vehicle. So what are we at? 162. Melt-a-bomb. Abilities. It has none. There's none listed for Vanguard vets on 162. Let's see, 169. Nothing. And I'm sure the same. So they just omitted the ability that you can reroll failed wounds if the target is a vehicle. Alright, page 166. Change the description to read. This is for the Redemptor Dreadnought. The Redemptor Dreadnought is a single model equipped with a heavy onslaught cannon, Gatling cannon, heavy flamer, 2 Fragstorm grenade launchers, and a Redemptor fist. And then, so I know what this is about too. So page 166, Redemptor Dreadnought, war gear options, add a new bullet point as follows. This model may take an Icarus rocket pod. So these are in magenta, and this change came after the easy to build Redemptor Dreadnought came out without the Icarus rocket pod modeled on top, meaning it is not a mandatory war gear option that it comes with. Standard, it is now just a straight upgrade. You don't have to take it now. So that's why they removed it from the description and added it to war gear options. So, alright. Page 175, Stalker damage chart. Alright. Change the third value on remaining wounds to read 1 to 2. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Wow, 1 to 6. Yeah, that definitely reads interesting. So that was just a typo on their part, and so they have 6 to 11 for the top tier, 3 to 5 for the mid tier, and 1 to 6 for the bottom, which overlaps obviously up to the next tier. So, all right, so change that to 1 to 2. Page 196, relics of the chapter. Relics of the chapter. Here we go. 1 command point or 3 command point. This is the one where use this stratagem before the battle. Your army can have 1 extra chapter relic for 1 command point, or 2 extra chapter relics for 3 command points. Also, all the chapter relics that you include must be different and be given to a different Space Marine character. So now it is, you can only use the stratagem once per battle. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I can see where people are like, well, I can do this, and 1 command point, and now you get your free upgrade relic, right? then you spend a command point on the stratagem to get one, and then you spend just one. Like, it's cheaper to do it that way than the 3 command points. But they had to clarify because someone tried to break it, I'm sure. Or someone brought it up, hopefully, before it was broken. Alright, page 196, Born in the Saddle. So it says right now, use this stratagem when a White Scars biker unit advances, the unit can still shoot and charge this turn. Now, I haven't read it's a magenta change, it's a recent, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it probably doesn't suffer from the effects of advancing and shooting when the stratagem is used. Just like the Ravenwing one, when that codex came out after this, addressed that, but it addressed it in its FAQ as well. So, here we go. Add the following sentence. In addition, the unit does not suffer the penalty to hit rolls for advancing and firing assault weapons. So, yeah, saw that coming. Alright. So that is... Oh, never mind. I thought we were done with the erratas. We're still going for quite a few more. My goodness. Okay. Let's jump back on it. Page 197 again. This is the Bolter Drill. So the Imperial Fist stratagem. Bolter Drill. This is a long one, so let's see. Change the first 2 sentences. So I'm just going to read the first 2 sentences and see what it changes to, although these are very long sentences. So, use this stratagem just before an Imperial Fist infantry unit attacks in the shooting phase. Each time you make a hit roll of a 6 for a model firing a bolt weapon, that model can immediately make another hit roll using the same weapon at the same target. These bonus attacks cannot themselves generate any further attacks. For the purpose of this stratagem, a bolt weapon is any weapon profile whose name includes the word bolt, IG, bolt gun, bolt rifle, heavy bolter, bolt storm gauntlet. Alright, and then it says Pedro Cantor's Dorn's arrow is also a bolt weapon. Alright, so use this stratagem just before Imperial Fist infantry unit attacks in the shooting phase. Until the end of the phase, each time you make a hit roll of 6 for a model from that unit firing a bolt weapon, that model can immediately make another hit roll using the same weapon at the same target. These bonus attacks cannot generate more. I'm not sure why they changed it to until the end of the phase each time. Like, generally you're going to fire that unit that you're using the stratagem on, and before you move on to the next one anyway. So I'm not sure why they clarified that it has to be, or that it's active until the end of the phase. I'm not sure. Alright, page 197, Flamecraft. So Salamander is my first love of Space Marines. Use this stratagem just before Salamander's unit attacks in the shooting phase. Add 1 to the wound rolls made for all the unit's flame weapons. For the purpose of this stratagem, a flame weapon is any flame profile whose name includes the word flame. IG, Flamer, Heavy Flamer, Flamestorm Cannon, Flamestorm Gauntlet. Vulcan Hastan's Gauntlet of the Forge is also a flame weapon. I'm wondering if this is going to say until the end of the phase. Use this stratagem just before. So the page 197 Flamecraft stratagem is a magenta, so a recent change to this edition. So use this stratagem just before the Salamander unit attacks in the shooting phase. Okay, we're tracking. Until the end of the phase, add 1. So it added that in there. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to the wound rolls for all of that unit's flame weapons. So again, clarifying that it's until the end of the phase. Alright. Page 201, the Sanctic Halo. Where's it at? 201, one more. This is a chapter relic for the Ultramarines. It's a pretty good one too, I think. But so change the first sentence to read Ultramarine Captain or Chapter Master only. So it says Ultramarine Captain only, and I guess they added the Chapter Master thing that they can take it as well. But I don't know. I guess I get that, because if you spend a stratagem to make a Captain a Chapter Master, you're technically replacing their keyword of captain to chapter master. So then someone could say, well, it doesn't work because now he's not a captain, he's a chapter master. But it does. Two more. Page 202, another magenta change. Let's see. Librarius Discipline, Might of Heroes. Change the third sentence to read. So let's get to Might of Heroes. Might of the Heroes has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select an Adeptus Astartes model within 12. Until the start of your next psychic phase, add 1 to the model's strength, toughness, and attacks characteristics. Alright. Until the start of your next psychic phase, add 1 to the model's strength, toughness, and attack characteristics. So that's all the same, but now this is the added part. If an attack hits a unit that has more than 1 toughness characteristic, that unit's lowest toughness characteristic, or use the unit's lowest toughness characteristic when making the resultant wound roll. Alright, so I guess everyone in that unit gets an additional 1 to their toughness. However, yeah, it decreases, or if you're attacked, you make wound rolls at the lowest wound roll. Okay. And last, Errata, page 208, Space Marine point values, other war gear, add the following lines. So we're adding auxiliary grenade launchers 1 point, Centurion assault launcher 3, Ironclad assault launcher 5. Alright, let's wrap this one up here. We got FAQs. We got 4. Question: if the vehicle Sergeant Cronus is commanding, if the vehicle Sergeant Cronus' command is destroyed and he survives, can he assume command of another vehicle? No. When a Thunderfire cannon is fired, are the shots resolved with the Thunderfire cannon's ballistic skill or the Tech Marine gunner's ballistic skill? The Thunderfire cannon's ballistic skill. I don't know why I read Tech Marine again. So the Thunderfire fires at its ballistic skill, not the Tech Marines. And then we have, can a Tech Marine gunner make ranged attacks in the same phase in which it operates a Thunderfire cannon? Answer: yes. That's, I think, just a change of the new edition. Pretty much anything can fire everything now. And question: can successor chapters use Warlord traits for their founding chapter? Answer: no. That one I don't quite understand, necessarily agree with. But I mean, that's the thing, is like I could say like, okay, well, my chapter is they're Raven Guard, but I just painted them white. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of ridiculous that they can't use that. But whatever. I've been using the Storm of Fire stratagem. I really like that because of the additional on wound rolls of 6 within my Captain 6-inch bubble. They get that additional minus AP, which is kind of nice at times. So yeah. Alright, well, again, hopefully you found that helpful, and we will see you next time.